Hi, it's Wasabi, welcome back to the channel. It's a battle on the Malinovka map and we're following Bandito Jr. in this FV215b 183, the British TD, no longer in the tech tree, was replaced by the Badger, so it's now equivalent to a reward tank where you can swap crews in and out without penalty, but it doesn't give you any credit bonusing or that. Anyway, he is basically sitting in the camp area. He's been spotted, so pulling out of the way. He's just looking for targets. But now the enemy team knows he's there, so a bit too slow to move out there. But it's basically holding that corner of the map. He's got a super conch in the cap circle, but just starting to move. So it'll move in. Okay, he's just poked out there and been spotted. So it's clearly a light tank or a medium tank that is close. So he's just marking the map where he thinks that tank might be. Now we're going to speed up this part of the game because it's relatively static at the start. So I'll just go on 2 times to compress the time a little bit. And he's going to put in some blind shots, but you probably saw when that went in, there was a flash which indicates that shot hit the dirt, as in it didn't contact a tank, but a round did come in. So yeah, it's something fired him. It might be that object 704 that was previously spotted. So just again firing at known bushes to see whether it has any impact. So I'll just keep up the tempo here for the moment. His tank is, crew I should say, is down by 2 tanks. So he's taken a hit from UDES-16, so he knows that tank is there, and he also bounced a shot from the Type 61, so it's most likely the Type 61 that is spotting at the moment, given the direction that shot came from. So putting in a number of blind shots, hasn't actually racked up any damage yet that he's aware of, but we don't know whether some of those blind shots have gone in. So we might go back to normal speed here. We're now just about 4 minutes into the game. So still putting out blind shots. He's only got 15 shells left, but you know, this vehicle has got a fairly long reload in the order of 20 odd seconds. So he's basically just taking the risk that he's not going to get pushed on. But I think he's just trying to tempt the Type 61 perhaps to take a shot and expose himself. But if that tank driver is smart, he will be double bushed. Okay, he's been spotted again, puts in a shot. Now you did see a clear flash go up, so definitely didn't connect. So it's just marking bushes there. Now there's a trick you can do with marking like that, because you can aim at the actual physical mark that appears on the view in the sniper view, which helps your aim go in. So I'm not sure if anyone's aware of that, but that's a little trick I learned the other day, particularly at long range where you can't actually guide your shell necessarily to the spot that you want it to hit. So if you do put down a marker, you can actually aim at the marker and it gets the right aim distance rather than firing off way into the distance. Okay, so now it's got a T-49 that's appeared and put a big hit into him. It must have hit his gun, but therefore did about half damage it probably would have done if it penetrated, so he's a bit lucky there. So now he's just waiting, will that T-49 appear and try again? Probably not if he's a smart player, because he'll know that FV is sitting there waiting for him. Nickname for the FV215b 183 is the Death Star, if you're not familiar. So well known for one-shotting tanks, and this is before the FV4005 came out. So it's firing HESH rounds or HE rounds even, but yeah, the ability to penetrate and obliterate a tank are well known. So we'll see effectively how that turns out. Now that T-49's been spotted, but it's on the other side of the building, so it's just proximity spotting him. Has he made a mistake? Let's have a look. He has signs him in, and without really aiming in, gets rid of that T-49 in one go. It does take a hit there from the UDES-16, and in fact the UDES has been spotted as well. but there's not really any tanks around apart from the Leopard PTA, and I think it might just be outside of his draw distance, so not getting a lot of support here, but that's his first bit of damage, but he's also got 1 kill out of that. Now he's on a mission here. Let's have a quick look at the conditions. It's Alliance-15, so he needs to do 6,500 K of damage and destroy 5 enemy tanks and win, of course, to get the honours, but 6,500 damage, that's his target for this mission. So you can see the indicator that's there at the top of the screen. Now this team have pulled the deficit back, so they're now even. In fact, there's gone 1 tank up. The Artie taking out the 704, and now the UDES has pulled up and put a hit into Bandito, so he's now down to almost 1 shot to that UDES. He's been firing about damage of about 400, so he's just got 460, so he'd probably survive another shot, but he needs that UDES to poke out again so he can exact his revenge. His team are now 2 tanks up, so it looks like they're getting the upper hand, particularly on the hill. There's the UDES, and bang, 1550 damage in 1 shot. It brings him up to just under 3,000 damage, and he's got 2 kills, so he's on his way to the 6,500. But he has done some blind shots. We don't know when some of those connected. We didn't get sort of full visibility of all of them. But now he's got rid of the T49 and the UDES, so there's still that Type 61 that's out there, but just driving through here he hasn't been spotted, so it could be the Type has pulled back or he's too far behind bushes to see Bandito. So again, he's just aiming at a marker up there. He's going to do a blind shot. Yes, he does. No response there, but it was outside of his actual draw distance, so he wouldn't see the splash as far as that goes. But again, using the marker, if he'd actually aimed at the marker at the time, then that allows the gun to actually calculate the correct ballistic trajectory for that aim distance. So again, just be aware of that. If you want to take advantage of that, you can put your own marker out there and aim at it if you need to. So it's more effective when it's outside your draw range. And there goes the Type 61, so just picked the likely bush. Didn't get spotted there, that's interesting, so he was out of the way. But bang goes the Type 61. You won't see the damage come up on the counters yet. But it looks like he's got most of the tanks on this side. The C63, he knew roughly where it was, but it was up on the other side of the lake area there. Then there's 2 Arties and another Death Star. So not knowing exactly what the disposition is, he's just waiting for a bit of support. And up comes a 121. And they're just using the comm system to talk to each other and to see what they're doing. So is he going to move up? He should be. I think he's just waiting for the 121 to either get obliterated himself or spot anything. Nothing's happening so far. So it could be quiet on this side of the map. Time to go, Bandito. Yep. You're going. Come on, mate. Go. Go. Blind shot ready. Go for a blind shot. Bang. Go. Flash. No. Nothing there. Alrighty. Time to move up, and he's moving. Alright, C63 isn't to be seen, and the 2 Artie and the Death Star, so they're probably they're getting corralled in one corner of the map, which is quite common on this map when one team gets dominant. So they tend to retreat to that forest area at the back. And the markers are going up as to where they think the Artie are. Or where the Artie is aiming, because that's where I think the enemy artillery are. And Bandito wants the T49 to go in and start lighting up the forest. But he does need to get a bit closer, I think. He's just a bit too far back. He needs to get up to at least the next line of bushes, because he won't be able to see any tanks spotted in the forest at that distance, they won't appear in his view, so it makes it hard to aim. I mean, you'll see the markers on the map, of course, but if they're moving, it won't be easy to aim at them. So the arty's basically pre-aimed in at that area around the lake, which is a pretty common area for the enemy artillery to sit. Okay, Bandito's moving up now. He knows the 121 is basically getting into draw range. The T49 is basically sitting by where his T49 is in the Type 61. They're really behind a shape in the earth, as in they are not going to be visible to the forest, but clearly they're a bit worried about the Death Star on the other side. Bandito's just chugging along here at 21 k's now. Okay, so he's found an arty. Bang goes the T92. So he's now up to 3,500. C-63's appeared, has destroyed the Type 61, and the T-49's having a bit of a battle. So he's just waiting for the reload. And he's just looking out for the other Death Star, but now, okay, C-63's been tracked, he's slowed down a bit. Can he get him lined up? Yes, he gets him lined up, but you got 760 damage there. That indicates that the shell didn't penetrate, so he got half the damage potential of it, but he did track the C-63, so he picked up some assisted damage there, so it brings him to 4.2. He's getting close to his target. There's still, well, there's one tank left. There's the FV, and is he going to get reloaded to get a shot? Yes, he does, and bang goes the FV. So 1,400 damage there. That brings him to 5,697. We'll have to look at the post-game stats to see if he got that mission. Well, we can see he got the Ace Tanker Mastery Badge there and the High Caliber Award. And after we saw the end of the battle, he's ended up with 7,500 hit points of damage and 5 kills there. So those blind shots paid off. Type 61 he killed with a blind shot, and it was approximately, I think, 1,800 damage from there. Sorry, 1860 damage, yeah. So I ended up with 1126 base experience to give him the Ace Tanker badge, and supported there by the T49, but he did most of the spotting himself, so that's why I ended up with most experience there compared to the other tanks. The other thing there, both Object 279s on that team only ended up with 3 penetrating hits each, so yeah, I wonder how they got those tanks there. Anyway, he did lose a bit of credits there, but he got decent amount of experience there. Anyway, great battle there, and he did complete his mission there, the Alliance-15, and well done, Bandito Jr.